Guys, how you doing, fellas? You alright? Alright, mate. We just lost a bit of signal around the corner there. What have you been up to?
We initially had to make our way around a herd of elephants. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. Had to initially make our way around a herd of elephants that were there. And then we decided that with the open area here, it would be good if we could see them. And so we came onto the open area and we were just walking parallel to them.
Yeah.
But just, we lost signal, so it doesn't help. So we left them carrying on undisturbed, and we came up onto the open area, and we've just found a plover's nest there.
All right.
I can show you if you want to.
Yeah.
But other than that, good. How's your morning been?
Pretty good. I just had some impala running, but just had a bit of a signal drop out as well, which was a bit of a bother. But at the same time, we've seen some really nice stuff, some nice antelope. We saw some beautiful vervet monkeys this morning, like just feeding in a jackalberry, just hanging there and socialising and stuff, backlit, which was really lovely. Pete's had some amazing elephant encounters as well. Okay. Can we have a look at the... I don't know if we...
You'll be able to see it.
Well, can we drive over? Let's have a quick look at this plover's nest, folks, because this is what I was talking about the other day, and how I was talking yesterday about the plovers and how following the guy's tracks, they would have told me if there was any others here, but we'll see if VM can get a little shot of it. Can you just stand next to it, please, mate, and then VM might be able to get a shot of the eggs. Oh yeah, there you go. That's great, Steph. So folks, if you just put your hand back in there, Steph, that'd be great. Right there, is there 3 eggs or 4, mate? 3 eggs. How camouflaged they are, folks. So that's why I was saying, when you were driving along the roads and things like that, we've got to be very careful. We're looking in front of us because plovers are nesting at this time of the year, and we have to take the utmost care to not drive over these nests. You have a tendency to do some hopping sometimes when you're walking, don't you, fellas?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is that crowned?
It'll be crowned.
Yeah, crowned. Bird that we had a look at yesterday, folks, if you were with us. Crown lapwing, used to be called crown plover, and we saw them over the other side. Well, fellas, we might leave you.
Yep, good stuff. So
okay.
We're going to see everyone this afternoon again. Looking forward to it. And we'll see you back for coffee and some breakfast.
You got it, mate. All right. Cheers, Scotty. I love Scotty's. Scotty's like an explorer, an astronaut explorer in the bush, mate. It's fantastic. So good, guys. All right, fellas. Thank you very much for that, and we'll see you down there. We saw Brent before as well. He gave us some info, but we haven't seen anything of quarantine. One small step for man, one small, great step for Safari Live. Cheers, guys. Thanks for that. Really great to bump into those guys. It's like incredible trackers. Both Scott and Steph combined. Scotty's really experienced as well, and he's just doing an incredible job with that backpack and aerial and everything. It adds a huge facet, a new facet to our drive. Some lovely impala just running across the road in front of us there. And they really do an amazing job, and sometimes the signal's a little bit scrappy, and that's just because they have to go where the animals are, they have to go where the tracks are, and if they go down into a little gully or a little drainage line, they can sometimes have a little bit of a scratchy signal. So thanks for bearing with us on that. It's new, it's a really, really exciting sort of colour or new sort of shade on the whole thing of Safari Live, and really, really great experience by both of those guys, and Brent included, because he plays a huge part in this as well, as does everyone. tracks on Safari Live. We have had a bit of a, not frustrating morning, but we've been driving around lots of these roads trying to look for where quarantine came out, trying to pick up any other tracks, and that's just the way it goes some mornings. It's absolutely fine. It's the way of the bush. The script unfolds before your very eyes. You buy the tickets to go and see the film and the storyline every day. That's the way I like to think of it. Sometimes the same actors, sometimes different. But I'll tell you what, they're not acting, that's for sure. They're living their lives, fitting in perfectly into the ecosystem, and we are really just voyeurs or guests in their environment. Well, we are part of the environment, but the way that we place ourselves in their environment, we're sort of guests there, and we try to watch the behaviour of these animals as naturally as we possibly can. About 13 minutes left. I'm just going to take one road down to the left before I say my farewells, and we'll probably cross back over to Pete at some point, but I just want to have one more look down a road here and see if there's any tracks. Temperature's definitely heating up. It's still not super hot, but it's hot enough for predators to be in the shade. And we look forward to having you with us again this afternoon, that's for sure. We are doing our first broadcast to National Geographic Wild, Nat Geo Wild TV across the USA. And there'll be a fireside chat half an hour before we normally finish the online broadcast, so 5:30 for us here. We'll still be online. There's a lovely big buffalo bull down here on the road, which is a great way for me to finish, because I do love my buffalo, and he is a big boy. It's okay, my boy. I'll just stop here and not disturb him. Lovely beast. So yeah, we're broadcasting live tonight across National Nat Geo Wild Television. We've still got our regular broadcast on wildsafariLive.com, and if you've got questions, you can please send them to questions@wildearth.tv, and you can tweet us at #SafariLive, and we're really looking forward to having you all again with us tonight. If, as I always say, if you're regular safari participants and you're always on the back of our vehicle, fantastic to have you on an ongoing basis. But if you're a newcomer, the most dangerous thing in Africa is the Africa bug, because when it bites, it infects you, and you can't get away from it. Sadly, it is one of those things. Once you've been bitten, it is definitely the bug that stays with you. And of course I mean that metaphorically. I'm saying that, you know, once you get a taste of these safaris and you get a taste of driving out with us on a daily basis, you'll start to understand the magic happens completely spontaneously. We might get some information on the radio from a guide, or from Scotty or Brent or Stef, but it all depends what as I always call it, the bush script writes on a daily basis and sends out to us. You never know what's around the next corner, that's for sure. And it's a really great time to be here in Africa. I'm definitely missing my wife and son. They're watching this morning, my wife Nina and my son Jack. So I just wanted to give them a little shout out there to say hi in London. And looking forward to seeing them next week. But really exciting to build up to this weekend. And it's just so great to be here. So this buffalo is just ruminating at the moment, and and he is just chewing his cud, or he's regurgitated a small amount of food that went down into his first stomach. He's got a 4-chambered stomach, and that he's regurgitated that up, and he's chewing it over again. And that's why these herbivores are the most efficient out of the herbivores. The hoofed animals. These are the most efficient. Ruminants, they're called. And we've talked about it many times, but you can see there that he's resting, he's completely chilled, but getting the most out of his food and breaking down that plant material, that cellulose, which is what these ruminants are best known for. You may see that he's just chewing that over. So just a reminder again, folks, about the fireside chats tonight. There's one tonight and there's one tomorrow night as well. Really looking forward to them. We've got some exciting things inside those little fireside chats to talk about and show you. So please stay tuned for the 5:30 time fireside chat, where Pete and Stef and I will be sitting by the fire and taking your questions, talking about the predator abundance here and why that possibly is, the interactions between predators as well, the encounters that they've had together, and then giving also our highlights of today, having a little bit of a chat about them. And we'll do that tonight, and that's sort of the theme for tonight. If you've got any questions that you'd like to ask, you can send them to us at questions@wildearth.tv or tweet at #Safari Live. And the question theme tonight is really predators, predatory abundance, and predatory interaction between those apex predators, just to give you a guide. And then tomorrow night we're doing a little bit of a sort of wild parenting theme, which is all about, it's a bit fitting. It's Mother's Day in some parts of the world, and definitely Mother's Day in North America and other parts. And it's really interesting, and there's a lot of analogies that we do talk about between humans and some of the wildlife that we look at and how they care for their young. But it's just more of a wild parenting and offspring and parental and maternal behaviour that we're going to talk about on Sunday night. And that's going to be really what we're doing the fireside chats with, and we'll do a little question and answer thing as well, and we'll talk about our favourite highlights of the day on Sunday night as well. And then Pete and I are going to push off, and then Scotty and Brent and Steph will carry on with all the rest of the team. Amazing team that we have here. They'll be taking the Safari Live, driving the Safari Live vehicle into the future, which is a great thing and very, very exciting as well. Look at the boss, the amazing boss on that, which is that big, chunky sort of helmet on top of the buffalo right there. Really nice. He's a big boy. Well, folks, we're going to finish on that big boy, and we are going to say farewell, or I'm going to say farewell anyway, and cross over to Pete. I just want to thank you all for being with us this morning. Little vervet monkey experience was quite special, and Pete had some great elephant encounters, I know, and lovely walk with Stef and Scott as well. So fantastic to have you on board. Always remember, we're back here every afternoon, every morning, same time, and really look forward to having you with us this afternoon. It's going to be quite exciting. I'm going to rub the magic porcupine quill here, give it a rub for some special action this afternoon. We're going to have our ears to the ground, get as much intelligence on the ground as we possibly can to bring you everything we can from this beautiful Djuma and Arethusa game reserves here in Savi Sand, South Africa. Thank you so much from VM and I. We'll see you this afternoon. Take care, and we'll see you just now.
Welcome back this side. Couple of minutes left. We just at Treehouse Dam.
and I was going to stop you and say goodbye to you, but let me tell you why. We're going to move along shortly, but quite a nice view of a terrapin there. We talk about them often, but normally we just see the little noses peeking out of the water, sort of like hippos. And this one is not sitting on a rock, in case that's what you're thinking. He is actually sitting on a hippo's back, catching a bit of sun. As I said, I wanted to stop here and say goodbye to you here, but we just found a couple of meters back, about 30 yards back, very, very, very fresh leopard tracks. Male leopard tracks, I would guess probably Q's tracks. You might have drunk in the last half an hour or so. We've been circling around. I'm just going to follow that. We might even find the leopard in the last minute or two. But while we look for him, we're going to be having a careful eye on the left-hand side towards the drainage line. So, but at the same time, I'm going to start saying goodbye. And if the leopard interrupts us, I'm sure no one will mind. Guys, as always, thank you for joining us on the drive this morning. But also, please remember, we've got an exciting afternoon ahead of us with the live drive this afternoon, 3 to 6 o'clock our time, 9 to 12 Eastern time, 6 to 9 Western time for North America. The live drives to Nat Geo Wild on television, always very exciting, and there's going to be great fireside chat afterwards. So please join us for that. I know something exciting and surprising is going to happen. Also for the fireside chat, we've got a bunch of questions. Thank you very much. If anyone wants to send further questions in with regards to predator interaction, apex predator behavior, anything around that, welcome to send them in, please. We will have a look at those probably up until about 12 o'clock today, our time. Myself and Hayden and the rest of the team will have a look at that and pick something from that. But for now, we've got a few seconds left, and sometimes all you need to find the leopard is a few seconds. So let's have a close look. But if we don't find the leopard, which might happen, we will see this afternoon. We will look for him again this afternoon. Q, we haven't seen Kunyuma for a while, and it's going to be a fun afternoon, guys. Please join us for that. The more friends in the vehicle, the better. This is where we heard the little squirrel calling earlier. But I think for now, just goodbye from myself, Pieter Pretorius, Brian and the Thumb. It's been a fun morning. We will see you this afternoon.